Emma Harper, oh charming Emma Harper, there's no flower that blooms in May that half so fair as thou art. Up the head of the night, I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side. And poor David Mundell. Or is it Mundell?
Mono.
Or is it Mono? I remember Kiri Nori. You remember, well, those of us who are a slight vintage in this audience will remember Norman Lamont. Or was it Lamont?
Grand Lamont.
Or was it Lament? Or was it just Kiri Nori? So is it David Munno? Or David Mundell? Or David Mundell? Or just plain Fluffy? I was doing something earlier a week or so back. I was writing a column for the Press and Journal and the Courier. I'm sorry you can't get it down here. You have to get it online. So if you want to get it online, you can subscribe for Mondays only. That's where I write my column. And I did something I hadn't done for years. I thought about Fluffy Mundell. You see, what happened was he attacked me at the Tory party conference in Edinburgh. There was more folk here tonight than was at that conference. They attacked me to a half-empty hall. And what came to my mind was the words of Dennis Healy when he got attacked. When he got attacked by Geoffrey Howe, he said it was like being savaged by a dead sheep. So when I was looking at David Munno, or Mundell, or Mundell, I was thinking, I'm getting savaged by Fluffy. And Fluffy hasn't just been savaging me of late. Fluffy has made the great mistake of savaging the great tapestry of Scotland. Now, those of you who don't know what the Great Tapestry has been playing to packed houses the length and breadth of Scotland. It was shown in the Scots Parliament a couple of years back when it was inaugurated and first launched. And it was on a Thursday. I got to the Parliament and the queues were out the door and up the street, and I thought to myself, ha-ha. They know I'll be in top form at First Minister's Questions today, obviously. But it wasn't for me at all, it was for the Great Tapestry that was being exhibited. So the Great Tapestry is really, really very, very popular. It's more popular than David Munno, or Mundell, or just Mundell. But David, Fluffy, doesn't he think that the Great Tapestry should go to Tweedbank? In fact, he doesn't think it should go anywhere. He says it's an indulgence. How can a tapestry be an indulgence? In the indulgence stakes, it would be very difficult to compete with Munno, Mundell, or Mundell. For the last 5 years, he has been indulging himself of £8 million of our money, which is the money it takes to run the Scotland office. Now, what does the Scotland office do, apart from keeping David Munno, Mundell, or Mundell in the manner to which he's become accustomed? So he doesn't mind taking £8 million to run a department that issues the occasional press release, but he does not like the idea that the Great Tapestry of Scotland will have its permanent home in Tweedbank so folk can come in their hundreds of thousands down the Waverley line to the borders to see the borders reintegrate, as they should be, with the culture and history of Scotland. And our young candidate for that seat, who is an amazing young lad, and has the inestimable advantage of having my wee sister as his election agent, I think, going to take Mr. Mundo or Mundell to the cleaners on his faux pas on the tapestry. Unless, of course, Emma gets there first. Anyway, let's put it this way, Emma. I know Fluffy, and I heard you tonight. My money's on you. This brings me neatly to Richard Artless, because ladies and gentlemen, here in the southwest of Scotland, have you not got yourself two outstanding SNP candidates? Yes! Richard, I, as well as knowing Mono, I know Russell Brown. I have to say I think Russell's a really nice man. But I was 13 years in the House of Commons with Russell Brown, and I cannot for the life of me remember a single thing he said in that entire 13 years.
I don't even know who Russell Brown is.
That big picture of you that's scaring them around the bus routes of your constituents, that's going to be your secret weapon. If you're recognised already, then you're one step ahead of Russell. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what the majorities are. I don't care what the majority in this seat, the majority in the neighbouring seat are. I believe, I know that these two outstanding candidates are going to be part of the tartan contingent in Westminster come May. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been writing a book. And I've been up, all hours. I was up last Friday morning to 7:30, putting the final finishing touches to my book. The security guards in the Scottish Parliament were bringing me in cups of tea and Kit Kats on the hour, every hour. Such was their wish to get a signed copy of my book when it comes out. Poking their heads round the door, competing with each other. See your Kit Kat, raise your Snickers. I'll be alright for my signed copy, Alec. So there I was, putting the finishing touches to my book. I've got this London editor, a nice guy, really nice guy. I was with him this evening. And he's been having a wee bit of problem with the Scots. We both have been having a wee bit of problem with the Gaelic, of course, but never mind that. So he didn't recognise, shame on him, Jane, he didn't recognise Aft Gang of Glane. So at 3:30 last Friday morning, he emails me because he's up and I'm up, and we're both emailing each other the corrections. And he says, "What is this Aft Gang of Glane?" So I said, "Think Burns. The best laid schemes of mice and men. Aft Gang of Glane. Think Burns, think Steinbeck of mice and men." So he emails me back and he says, "Oh, sorry, I should have got that. Really, it's 3:30 in the morning." I said, "I know it's 3:30. It's 3:30 in Edinburgh as well." So anyway, half an hour later, I'm writing about canvassing in the schemes of Dundee. So he sends me a note saying, "Is that Burns again?" And I said, "No, housing schemes." Apparently they call them estates down in London. But despite that, we've managed to muddle, or is it muddle? We're making great progress. And this book, which I'm not allowed to tell you the title of, but if you think about dreams that shall not die, that'll give you a strong clue. I'm not allowed to tell you the launch date. If you can get some money on March the 19th, I'll get it. So in this book, there's an introduction. I sweep through 1,000 years of Scottish history in 10,000 words. That's 10 words a year. Some years get more than others. And then I go through the 100 days that changed the nation. And the most significant day, having been writing this book since January the 2nd, slaving at all hours of the day and night, and writing this book, the most significant day is the 1st of September. Monday, the 1st of September. And I was in the city of Dundee, the yes city of Dundee. Is that Andrew?
Yes, it is.
Is it diet?
Have you got a cream?
Sugar free?
I thought so. But you need a cream this time, don't you?
No. It's coming here. £1.60 in my expenses.
I think it's £2
£2
you can do.
here. This shows you the SNP got nothing but the best of establishment. £2 an Andrew here. My grandfather, who was a senior elder in St Indian's Craigmillan Church, and my granda, who features quite largely in the book, one of his jobs as senior elder was to inspect potential future ministers. And he used to inspect them to see if they were suitable for St Indian's Craigmillan. And he used to inspect them on the basis of being 2 pan-drop ministers. The argument was, from my granda, if you could suck 1 pan-drop during the minister's sermon, then he was obviously light and insubstantial and hadn't put enough thought into his sermon. If, on the other hand, you could suck 3 pan-drops in a potential minister's sermon, then he was a long-winded old fat who would make it. However, the perfect minister was a 2 pan-drop minister. 2 pan-drops per sermon was perfect, according to my granda. I'm delighted to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that I've written a 2 pan-drop book. In my 2 pan-drop book, the most significant day is the 1st of September. I was in the city of Dundee. I was campaigning in Dundee city centre, right beside the statue of Desperate Dan. And I saw something extraordinary. I saw a queue of folk waiting back, so I was going to say in the sun in Dundee, and somebody's going to say that was extraordinary. I saw a queue of folk waiting in the sun. I went up to them and I said, what are you queuing for? And this lad, maybe in his 40s, said, we're getting our registration forms to vote. We have to have them in by tomorrow. It's the last day to get a vote. So I looked at him and I said, well, if you just moved in to the city, you're not on the register. No, I said, I've not been in the register since the poll tax, he said. He says, this is the first time there's ever been anything worth voting for.
Yes.
And it was the first time in the campaign that I had a tear me. It was a humbling moment. These people queuing up in the sun, looking for the right to exercise their democratic entitlement. Rather like the visions in South Africa all these years ago, and the queues of people waiting to vote in the fall of apartheid. Had a huge effect on me. It was the first day I thought, we're right there. We're right there. I was doing a series of meetings that week, and I went to a meeting in Falkirk the next night. I was at the Park Hotel in Falkirk with Dennis Canamy. And I described what I'd seen in Dundee the previous day, and I was giving it loudly. I can do that, you know. So I sent that fucking folk and I said, you know, yesterday in Dundee, yesterday in the great city of Dundee, I saw something extraordinary, something amazing, something I thought I would never see. I saw something unbelievable. And somebody shouting out a Tory. And I said, no, a Tory. I saw people registering, queuing up to get their registration forms to vote. The next night I was in Kilmarnock, at the hotel beside the Rugby Park football stadium. And there was a big crowd, a huge crowd that night in Kilmarnock, rather bigger than Kilmarnock gets at a home game actually. But nonetheless, there's nobody from Kilmarnock here. Not quite as large as Kilmarnock. I knew we were in the running in Kilmarnock because the guy at the hotel said to me, he says, better together had been last week, and they just said the week of England. He says, you've got the ballroom with 600 folk expected, and that's what happened. I'll tell you, if health and safety had been there that night, they would have had a fit. So we were talking, and I was giving there was a meeting of undecided voters, and I was trying to think of a way to make people laugh at the fear-mongering of the No campaign. So I told them a true story, unlike most of my stories, of course, about a peer of the realm who's been of great service to Scotland, but will remain nameless, and you'll realise why in a few seconds. He's been of great service to Scotland in recent times. And this peer, he was born in the city of Glasgow, and he still speaks in the language of the shipyard. And don't worry, I'm not going to use it tonight. It's just going to be understood in the story. So this peer of the realm came in to see me about this time last year in St Andrew's House. And we're there to talk about something else entirely. Before we started, he said, look, Alec, he says, you know me, I'm a unionist to my fingertips. But if you see that wee Osborne says one more time that we can't keep our own currency. When we invented the Bank of England, and every other thing in the modern world. So if that we, the earth, if that way in the earth says that one more, I'm going to come and join you, Lord. So I delivered this and it went down a great reception in Kilmarnock. They recognised some of the language. And it was a great meeting. It went on for hours and hours and hours, and there was selfies and autographs and this, that, and the next thing for ages and ages and ages. And the end of the meeting, this wee guy comes up to me. This is about 3 hours later. And he says, you know, he says, I've been thinking. I said, good. He said, I've been thinking about that peer of the realm. That one you told us about. The one with the shipyard language. I says, aye. He says, I know who it is. I said, do you? He says, it's that Wally Hockey, isn't it? And I said, got it in one. I lied. The referendum campaign changed the country. It changed the people. There's a film called The Kingdom of Heaven. And it's rather a good film, actually. It's about the defence of Jerusalem by the Knight Bailey. It's played by Orlando Bloom. I don't actually think bears are passing
Yeah, go on, Alicus, yeah.
Orlando is Balian, and Balian is defending Jerusalem. And Balian is defending Jerusalem against the Sultan Saladin. And some idiot is taking the crusading army into the desert, and Saladin has slaughtered the lot. And all Balians got left to defend Jerusalem It's all the squires and the dregs of the army. He's important, and he's determined to defend Jerusalem at all costs. So he hits on the expedient, on the idea of having a mass knighting of everybody. And the patriarch of Jerusalem doesn't like this at all. This boy wants to surrender, save himself and the few knights that are left, convert to Islam, and then when they get to the coast, renege and change back again, and all the rest of the folk are to get slaughtered. So Balaam says, right, I'm making everybody in this city a knight. And the patriarch looks at him and says, do you think by just telling people they're knights, they're going to fight better? And Balaam looks at him and says, yes. In the referendum campaign, the people of Scotland became knights. They changed. They changed forever, and they changed for good. At the end of the book, that's the 2 pound drop. I may do a second edition with 3 pound drops. But right now it's 2 pound drops, and at the end of the book I say that is why things will change. Because in a way, the thing that matters has already changed. The people have changed, the attitudes have changed, the psyche of the country has changed. Like the folk queuing up to vote in the sun in Dundee. The people who have never thought that any politician, from Fluffy Mandel to the rest of them, and even to me, that any politician was worth voting for. But finally saw something that was worth voting for. That's what changed the country. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, ever since we succeeded in dealing with Parliament, I thought independence was likely. I thought once we had that foothold, that fortress, it would grow in power and authority, and independence became likely. I now know it's inevitable. Because everybody deserves a second chance. Every person and every nation. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was an incredibly stirring oration from Alex Salmond. Can we hear it again, please? I've been a nationalist since I was 10 years old. I had an interest way back then. And these were the days when the SNP scraped together half a dozen votes here and there. And I never ever thought I would see this in my lifetime. We are on the verge, I think, folks, and we'll keep up the momentum.